Did you know that over 500,000 people are expected to leave the UK in 2025 alone? That's nearly the size of an entire major city, vanishing in just 1 year. But why are so many people packing up their lives, selling their homes, and starting over somewhere else? Is it just about money? Or is there something deeper going on? Something the news isn't telling you? In today's video, we're diving into 10 shocking reasons why thousands are fleeing the UK right now. And trust me, some of these reasons are far more disturbing than you might think. From sky-high living costs and political chaos to a crumbling healthcare system and hidden dangers lurking in everyday life. What's happening behind the scenes is changing the future of the UK and the lives of millions of people. And here's the thing, it's not just the rich or privileged who are leaving. Families, young professionals, retirees, people from every walk of life are making the tough decision to say goodbye to the place they once called home. Stick around, because reason number 10 could completely change how you see your own future, whether you live in the UK or not. Ready to find out what's really going on? Let's dive right in. Number 1. Soaring cost of living. Let's start with the one that's hitting everyone the hardest, the soaring cost of living. In 2025, the cost of living in the UK has reached levels many people simply can't keep up with. Prices for basics like food, rent, and energy bills have skyrocketed. According to recent reports, grocery prices have jumped by over 20% in just the past year, while energy bills have doubled for many households. Imagine working a full-time job, maybe even 2, and still struggling to afford simple things like heating your home or buying a basket of groceries. That's not just stressful, it's unsustainable. And it's not just London or the big cities feeling the pinch. From small towns to rural villages, people everywhere are being squeezed harder than ever before. The real kicker? Wages haven't kept up. While everything else gets more expensive, most people's salaries have barely moved. This gap between income and expenses is leaving thousands of families trapped in a cycle of debt and despair. Everyday life, something that once felt secure, is now filled with constant worry. How will I pay the rent this month? Will I have to choose between heating and eating? For many, the choice has become clear: stay and struggle, or leave and start over somewhere more affordable. And that's exactly why so many are deciding to pack up and leave the UK behind. But soaring costs are just the beginning. The next reason dives even deeper into why people feel they have no future if they stay. Let's move on. Number 2. Housing crisis. If you thought the cost of living was bad, wait until you hear about the housing crisis gripping the UK right now. Buying a home has become nothing short of a dream for most young people, and even renting is turning into a nightmare. Recent studies show that average house prices have soared to over 9 times the average salary. That's one of the highest ratios in Europe. Imagine saving for years, doing everything right, only to find that even a tiny flat in a not-so-great neighborhood is completely out of reach. It's heartbreaking, and it's pushing many people to look elsewhere for a better shot at life. And it's not just first-time buyers struggling. Renters are being crushed too. Rental prices have shot up by nearly 15% in just 1 year, while landlords are tightening requirements, demanding sky-high deposits, and raising rents with little warning. Families are being forced to downsize. Young adults are stuck living with their parents far longer than they planned, and in some cases, entire communities are being hollowed out as locals get priced out by wealthier investors or overseas buyers. At its core, the housing crisis isn't just about money, it's about hope. When you can't even dream of owning a home, it feels like the system is rigged against you. And that's pushing thousands to pack up and start fresh in countries where housing is still affordable and dreams are still possible. Quick question for you, would you stay and fight through it? Or would you leave for a better future elsewhere? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're finding these insights eye-opening, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives like this one. Now let's move on to the next big reason. Number 3. Political instability and uncertainty. Trust in leadership. It's one of those things you don't realize you need until it's gone. In the UK, that trust has been shaken to its core. Since Brexit, the political landscape has been anything but stable. Prime ministers changing like the seasons, promises made and broken, policies rolled out only to be scrapped a few months later. People are tired. Really tired. It's not just about who's in power, It's the feeling that no one really knows what's coming next. One year, new trade deals. The next, new taxes. Another year, protests erupting across cities over everything from healthcare cuts to climate inaction. For many Brits, life has started to feel like walking through a storm without a map. No clear direction, no certainty about where the country is headed. Businesses have noticed too. Investment is slowing. Opportunities that once kept young talent in the UK are drying up as companies look for more stable environments overseas. And when the future feels like a gamble, more and more people are asking themselves the hard question: why stay and wait for things to maybe get better when you could leave and find stability elsewhere? It's not an easy decision. Leaving home never is. But when every headline feels like another warning sign, staying put can feel like the bigger risk. And so, quietly but steadily, thousands are making their move. A move not just for better wages or cheaper houses, but for peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, a future you can trust is priceless. Number 4. Healthcare system strain. NHS Crisis. Picture this. You wake up in the middle of the night with chest pains. You rush to the emergency room, only to find dozens of people already waiting, some slumped in chairs for hours. The receptionist says it could be up to 12 hours before a doctor even sees you. For many people in the UK, this isn't a rare nightmare. It's everyday reality in 2025. The NHS, once a proud symbol of world-class healthcare, is now stretched beyond its breaking point. Hospitals are understaffed, appointments are booked months in advance, surgeries get cancelled at the last minute, and frontline workers, who kept the country going through a pandemic, are burning out faster than they can be replaced. It's not for lack of effort. Doctors, nurses, and paramedics are doing everything they can. But when funding is slashed and demand keeps rising, there's only so much they can do. According to recent reports, over 7.5 million people are now on NHS waiting lists. That's roughly 1 in every 9 people in the UK waiting for care. For many families, it's become a terrifying gamble. Will help come in time? Will a loved one get the treatment they need? It's no wonder people are looking elsewhere, seeking countries where healthcare feels dependable again, where you don't have to cross your fingers just to get an appointment. Leaving home is painful, but for thousands facing health risks with no safety net, staying could be even more dangerous. And that heartbreaking reality is fueling an even bigger wave of departures. Number 5. Job market challenges. Here's the hard truth. Having a degree, skills, and experience no longer guarantees you a secure job in the UK. The job market in 2025 has become a battlefield, and not everyone is winning. Automation is swallowing up traditional roles faster than anyone expected. AI is now doing work that once required full departments. Retail jobs, vanishing, office admin roles, outsourced or replaced by algorithms. Even the so-called safe careers aren't so safe anymore. At the same time, new industries are popping up: tech, green energy, remote work hubs, but they often demand skills people weren't trained for just 5 years ago. And getting retrained isn't as easy as it sounds. Courses cost money, time is limited. Opportunities, scarce, especially outside major cities. Then there's the rise of insecure work, zero-hour contracts, gig economy jobs, freelance hustle. It sounds flexible, until you realize it often means no steady income, no benefits, and no job security. In short, it's harder than ever to build a stable career. 1 month you're fine. The next, redundancy notice. No warning, no cushion. This growing sense of instability is pushing talented workers to rethink everything. Why struggle in an uncertain economy when countries like Germany, Canada, or Australia are actively recruiting skilled professionals with better pay and stronger protections? People want more than just survival. They want growth, security, and a future they can count on. And right now, many are realizing that future might not be in the UK anymore. Because when hard work stops paying off, people start looking for a place where it still does. Number 6. Tax burden increase. It's often said that taxes are the price we pay for a civilized society. But in 2025, many people in the UK are wondering, are we paying more and getting less? Over the past few years, the tax burden has climbed to the highest it's been in decades. Income tax thresholds have been frozen, meaning as wages slowly rise with inflation, more people are being dragged into higher tax brackets, without even realizing it. And it doesn't stop there. Council taxes are up, national insurance contributions have risen, even small business owners are feeling the squeeze with higher corporate taxes and stricter rules. Meanwhile, the public services that taxes are supposed to fund, healthcare, education, infrastructure, are visibly struggling. Roads filled with potholes, schools overcrowded, hospitals overwhelmed. It's a frustrating situation. You're contributing more and more of your paycheck to the system, but seeing fewer real benefits in return. For middle-class families especially, it feels like a slow bleed. Budgets are getting tighter, savings are shrinking. Dreams of home ownership, travel, or even early retirement are slipping further out of reach. And here's the kicker. Many other countries are offering a better deal. Lower taxes, better public services, more opportunities to keep what you earn and build a life. When faced with the choice between high taxes and declining services at home, or lower taxes and a higher quality of life abroad, it's no surprise that more people are deciding to jump ship. Because at the end of the day, people aren't just moving for money. They're moving for fairness, and for the chance to feel like they're finally getting ahead, not falling behind. Number 7. Crime rates and public safety concerns. There was a time when many neighborhoods across the UK felt safe. Kids playing outside, neighbors chatting over fences, doors left unlocked without a second thought. But today, that feeling is slipping away. In 2025, crime rates are rising, and not just in big cities like London, Manchester, or Birmingham. Violent crime, property theft, knife attacks, even gang activity, they're making headlines far beyond the usual hotspots. According to official reports, violent crime has risen by nearly 15% over the past 2 years, with robbery and assault seeing the sharpest increases. And while police forces are doing their best, budget cuts and staffing shortages are making it harder to keep up. Response times are longer, investigations are stretched thin, and in some areas, victims feel like they're left to fend for themselves. It's not just about statistics, though. It's about the small, creeping fears that change everyday life. Parents who no longer let their kids walk to school alone. Elderly people who feel trapped in their own homes after dark. Young professionals who avoid entire parts of town once the sun goes down. When public spaces start feeling unsafe, it changes everything. From how you shop, to where you live, to whether you even want to stay at all. For many, the tipping point comes not with a major crime, but with a series of small, unsettling moments that pile up over time. And so, quietly, families are choosing to leave. Not for fame, fortune, or excitement, but for one simple thing: peace of mind. Because safety isn't just a luxury, it's a basic need, and for many, it's becoming harder to find at home. Number 8. Climate change effects and environmental degradation. Imagine stepping outside your front door and finding your street underwater. In 2025, that's not a far-off possibility. It's already reality for thousands across the UK. Flooding has become a regular headline. Torrential rains batter small towns, rivers overflow, and entire communities are left scrambling to salvage their homes and lives. And when it's not floods, it's the opposite. Blistering heat waves drying up fields, killing crops, and turning green parks into brown wastelands. This isn't just freak weather anymore, it's part of a bigger, undeniable shift. The Environment Agency has warned that at least 1 in 6 properties in England are at risk of flooding, and the number is rising fast. Meanwhile, coastal towns are fighting battles they can't win against rising sea levels and eroding cliffs. And here's the harsh truth. The UK's infrastructure, much of it built decades ago, just wasn't designed for the extreme conditions hitting today. Insurance premiums are climbing, some properties are becoming practically uninsurable, public transport networks buckle under heat waves, and agriculture, once a proud part of the British economy, is suffering badly from unpredictable seasons. For many families, it's a heartbreaking realization. The place they called home might not be livable in the future. And with other countries offering not only safer climates, but better long-term environmental planning, it's no wonder people are looking abroad. Because when the ground beneath your feet starts to feel uncertain, finding higher ground, literally and figuratively, becomes a priority. The climate isn't waiting, and neither are the people. Number 9. Quality of life comparison with other countries. It's not just about escaping problems, it's also about chasing something better. More and more Brits are looking around the world and asking themselves, if others can live better, why can't we? Take Portugal, for example. Sunshine almost year-round, lower living costs, affordable health care, and a culture that values slowing down and actually enjoying life. Or look at Canada, offering clean cities, wide-open spaces, excellent healthcare, and a strong sense of community. Even places like New Zealand are drawing people in with their stunning landscapes, relaxed pace, and family-friendly policies. When you compare, the differences are hard to ignore. Work-life balance in many countries isn't just a buzzword, it's reality. Shorter work weeks, longer vacations, real respect for personal time. Meanwhile, in the UK, stress levels are rising, work hours are creeping up, and burnout is becoming the norm. Then there's healthcare. In several European countries, you can walk into a clinic and get seen quickly, without worrying about 6-month waiting lists or crumbling hospitals. Even everyday living feels different. More affordable housing, fresher food, safer streets, cleaner air. It paints a powerful picture, a life where you're not constantly stressed about bills, where your weekends actually feel like a break, where your kids have better opportunities, and where you can plan for the future without constant anxiety. For many, it's no longer just a dream, it's a plan in motion. Because when you realize that a higher quality of life is possible somewhere else, staying in a place where you feel stuck starts to make a lot less sense. And that's why thousands are choosing to rewrite their stories. Somewhere new. Number 10. Rise of remote work and digital nomadism. There was a time when work tied you to one spot. Office buildings, daily commutes, grey skies and long hours. But now, everything has changed. The rise of remote work has opened a door that many people never thought possible. In 2025, all you really need is a laptop and a decent internet connection, and the whole world becomes your office. More and more Brits are realizing, if I can work from anywhere, why stay somewhere that doesn't make me happy? Instead of being stuck in crowded, expensive cities, people are setting up new lives in places where rent is lower, the weather is better, and life simply feels freer. Spain, Portugal, Thailand, Bali. These aren't just vacation destinations anymore, they're new hometowns for thousands of digital nomads. And it's not just young freelancers making the leap. Families are relocating too, choosing countries that offer better schooling, safer neighborhoods, and healthier lifestyles. All while keeping their UK-based jobs remotely. Governments around the world are catching on, offering special digital nomad visas to make moving even easier. A few simple papers, and suddenly you're waking up to ocean views instead of grey drizzle. It's a revolution, and it's giving people a freedom previous generations could only dream about. Why settle for a life that feels stuck, stressed, and boxed in, when you could live a life that feels adventurous, open, and full of possibility? For many Brits, remote work isn't just a perk anymore. It's the golden ticket to a brand new life, and thousands are already cashing it in. And now we want to hear from you. Would you stay and fight for change, or start fresh somewhere new? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video eye-opening, check out our last deep dive. You won't want to miss it. We pour countless hours into creating these videos just for you, so if you want to support us, please smash that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it means the world to us.